Hello, friend. It's Jax from Stress to Zen, and I'm so happy you're here. This is going to be your nighttime yin routine to do, or a yin class to do when you're short on time. We're going to do some breath work, go into the postures, and then end with some breath work. So find a comfortable position. Maybe you're sitting up on a yoga block, maybe you're sitting right now in your seat. And we're going to do something called the psychological sigh, where we're going to take 2 long inhales through the nose and then an open mouth exhale to let it all out. So go ahead, take an exhale out the nose to prepare, and then we'll begin. Take 2 long inhales through the nose. Open mouth exhale, sigh it out. Again, 2 long inhales. Open mouth exhale. Last one at your own pace. Gently relax the eyes. Create space between the upper lip and the lower lip. Relax the shoulders. Soften the belly. Relax the thighs and soften the knees. And my question for you to set our intention for today's class is, how do you want to feel? We have a brief time together. We're going to be moving our body, stretching it. So how do you want to feel for these next couple of minutes we have together? All right, friends, you can gently blink those eyes open. Let's go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together, coming into our first posture, butterfly. So you can either have the feet and the heels as close to the groin or as far away from the groin as you'd like. If you have blocks, this is where you can take them to the sides of the feet and fold. Or maybe you create a little tower here and allow yourself to fold. Or maybe you have no blocks. Option is yours. Wherever you're at, let's inhale, lengthen up through the spine. And then exhale, gently start to fold. So releasing the head, rounding the shoulders, tucking the chin. And if this is your first yin class with me, hello. I'm so happy to meet you. And if you're a returning student, hello, welcome back. I always like to go over the first 5 principles of yin in this first posture. So the first principle of yin is yielding. So we're not trying to achieve or force ourselves or push ourselves into a posture. Instead, we're meeting ourselves with compassion, and we're only going into the pose about 40 to 60%. So we're just being really gentle with ourselves. The second principle of a yin practice is to disengage and soften, especially in our muscles. We hold these poses for long periods of time and allow the muscles to soften. That's because we need 120 seconds of sustained stress on our joints. But if our muscles are engaged, we're not able to get to the joints. So in this posture, where can you soften a little bit more? Is it in the thighs or the shoulders? The belly? And then the third principle of a yin practice is that we remain in stillness. So we're going to hold these poses anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And instead of moving, instead of trying to change things, we just allow ourselves to be in this stillness. And then the fourth principle is that we really get to take a step back. So we get to start to observe our mind, the thoughts in our mind, our internal monologue. And instead of getting caught up in the internal or external distractions, we just simply witness them, we observe them in a non-judgmental way, always meeting ourselves with compassion. And then that last step of a yin practice is to surrender to the breath. So I'm going to leave you here for 1 more minute in silence so that you can really be with the breath. Where in your body can you soften just 1% more? Is it in the thighs? Is it in the jaw or the eyes? Allow yourself to soften for 3 more breaths here. Alright, friends, we're gently going to come out of this one. So slowly and gently start to peel your chest away from your inner thighs. Stacking the spine, all the vertebrae in your spinal column. Hands are going to come underneath the knees. We're going to close the knees like we would a book. And to move some of that energy around, let's do some seated cat-cows with the knees together. Option to have the hands either on top of the shins or behind the thighs. On the inhale, let's inhale, lift the chest, shoulder blades together, draw the elbows back. This is our cow. And then exhale, start to round the shoulders, tuck the chin, pull the navel in and up, and bend the elbows for our cat. Give me 2 more like that. So inhale, lift the chest, shoulder blades together, elbows back. And then exhale, round and curl. And then take 1 more cycle, or maybe you feel intuitively called to do a different movement. If that's the case, do whatever you need. 1 more breath here. Nice, friends. We're going to come into caterpillar pose now. So coming into our caterpillar pose, we're going to straighten both legs out nice and long. Option here to sit up on a block or a bolster if you need it. And you can grab your yoga blocks if you'd like. I know I do. All right, friends, let's inhale, lengthen up through that spine. And then exhale, start to fold. Release the head, release the neck, tuck the chin, round the shoulders. So remember that first step, we're coming into the pose in a non-aggressive way. Yin is all about being passive, non-reactive, in a space of tolerance. So can you allow your body to fold and respect the body? We don't have to push it past our edge. We find our edge and we just allow ourselves to be there. And then that second principle, disengage and soften. So let's do a little body scan. Relax the toes and the ankles. Disengage the muscles in the calf, the knees, the thighs. Really let those shoulders round as your chin is tucked, your jaw is soft, and the space between your eyebrows is smooth. So as you settle into this long, deep hold, can you ask the physical body to open up? Can you ask it to release whatever you're holding on to energetically, physically, emotionally? And if you ever find that to be too much or too intense, just come back to your breath. So with each inhale, you take in more of what you need. And with each exhale, you let go of what no longer is serving you. What do you need more of right now? More breath awareness, more body awareness, the sensations happening in your body, more present moment awareness, allowing yourself to be here fully. And can you give yourself what you need? for these last 3 breaths here in this posture. Alright, friends, remember how we do anything is how we do everything. So as you keep your chin gently tucked, can you slowly, like you're moving through maple syrup, start to lift your torso up, allowing yourself to get nice and tall. Friends, this caterpillar has transitioned into a half butterfly. And that's where we're going. We're going for half butterfly. Keeping the left leg extended out long, let's go ahead and bring the right sole of the foot in line with the left thigh. So our hips are going to be pointing forward like headlights on a car. Same with our shoulders. Option to place a block underneath the knee, or you can place blocks in line with the knee as well. All right, friends. Inhale, lengthen. Lift up in that spine. Give me a little bit more lift. And then exhale, fold. Going into your own degree. Seeing how this posture feels in your body. Remember that question we had at the beginning of class, how do you want to feel? So go to your own degree. So you find that boundary. You find that wall of tension and that wall of resistance. And then you yield. Yield to breath. Yield to time. And you allow yourself to settle in this long, deep hold and ask that physical body to open. How's your breath doing right now? And where do you feel the breath? Do you feel it deep in the lungs? Do you feel it in the nostrils? Do you feel the breath expand in the rib cage or the belly? Allow yourself to get so curious and so present moment aware of what's happening with your breath in your body for 3 more deep, mindful breaths. And just like that, that posture's in the rearview mirror. So we'll start to lift the torso up, pressing into the hands to start to stack the vertebrae in our spinal column. So use those hands to help lift you up. And then friends, we have another side to do. So from here, I like to place both hands underneath the ankle and then just lengthen the legs out long. We're going to move that energy around. So if you want to make fists, or you can use your pointer fingers, we're just going to tap, 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 tap. Tap up and down the thighs for 3, into the calves for 2, and 1. All right, everyone. So from here, we're going to keep this leg out nice and long, the right leg now, bringing the left sole of the foot in line with the right thigh. Option, place a block underneath the left knee if you need it, or blocks in line with the calves, or sometimes it's even nice to create this underneath the chest so you have that extra support. Remember, I make suggestions, you make decisions. All right, let's inhale, lengthen on up, and then exhale, gently, gently fold. So right now we are stretching our connective tissue. We're stretching our fascia, and we're really getting into our ligaments and our joints and our bones. So yang classes like Ashtanga, Hatha, Vinyasa, Power Yoga, that's all that yang energy, and it really gets into the muscles. But yin is all about the fascia and the connective tissue and our ligaments and our joints. And a lot of the time we can get these aches and these pains in our body because of injury or habitual posture or stress. And what happens is that we lose that range of motion. We start to get brittle. So when we come to a yin practice, we are hydrating our body. We're stretching our connective tissue. Those rarely used tissues. And we're making our body just pliable. We're increasing the range of motion. And we're doing it in a subtle way. So sometimes, even though we're just here, there's courage and benefits of being in the stillness. There's courage in sitting in something that might be a little bit uncomfortable. And instead of running away, Yin Yoga teaches us how to be with our thoughts, to be with our body, just as it is. So how do you want to feel in this posture? What does it feel like in your right thigh and your left thigh when you allow the muscles to disengage and soften? What does it feel like when you allow the mind to still? And even if it's a little bit noisy in there, can you imagine that your mind is like a river? And every time a thought appears, it's like a leaf. And you place that thought on the leaf. You might stare at it for a bit, give it some time and attention, but eventually you allow the leaf to just flow down the river. You let it go and let things be. They're here for 3 more breaths. Man, I hope that low back and the back of the legs are feeling good, because that's what this stretch is all about. Let's start to peel ourselves away from the thigh, starting to lift our body up, really gentle, really gentle. And then friends, our last posture is going to be dragonfly. So let's first lengthen the legs out long. We can knock the ankles together. Knock, 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 knock. And then for dragonfly posture, we're going to spread the legs out nice and long. So if you need to sit up on a block or a pillow, or you need anything, please grab anything. Remember, I make suggestions, you make decisions. I like to personally place my blocks right here out in front of me. When you found your position, Let's go ahead and fold into it. So let's inhale, lengthen up, and then exhale, gently fold. I personally like to come onto my elbows here. It feels really nice and supportive. And then we're just going to tuck the chin and allow the shoulders to round. So, these poses, they can really challenge the body and the mind in different ways. There's challenge in learning to sit and move towards sensation, to move towards discomfort. And that's why Yin gives us the opportunity to use our yogic tools to allow us to be here. So in this last posture, when you go to your own degree and you find the boundary, where can you slow down and soften? And remember, all we're doing is witnessing and observing our own internal world. We're allowing ourselves to go deep within, to get that introspection, and to listen to the wisdom that always lies within us. So how do you want to feel? We're here for one more minute. Bring your awareness into the back of your legs, your left hamstrings, your right hamstrings, your low back, your shoulders, and your jaw. And as you inhale, breathe in whatever you need for this last posture. And then exhale, just let it go. And one more breath here. All right, everyone, let's start to lift ourselves up. Coming out of this one, we're going to make our way onto our back and go into a minute-long Shavasana, as well as have some breath work. So for me, I personally like to come down onto my elbows, bring both knees into the chest, do whatever movement you need here. Maybe you rock side to side, maybe take some hip circles, maybe lift the legs up, maybe take a happy baby. It's whatever you're needing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's inhale, curl up into a little ball, bring the forehead to the knees, squeeze everything out, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale, Shavasana, we've made it. Let's do that same breath work we did at the beginning of class. 2 long inhales through the nose, and then an open mouth exhale. So go ahead, take an exhale out the nose to prepare, and then we'll begin. Inhale twice through the nose. Open mouth exhale, let it go. Again, inhale twice through the nose, and then let it go. And then take this last one at your own pace. Soften the eyes and the eyebrows. Relax the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Create space between the lips. Soften the eyes and let them close. Unhinge the jaw. Let the shoulders melt even further into the surface beneath you as you soften the belly, the hips, the knees, the ankles, and the toes. And allow yourself to drift off into a sea of internal peace, rest, and relaxation. And I'll let you know when it's time to come out of this one. Friend, know that you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. Once again, this is Jax from Stress to Zen. If you want to come join me for longer classes, I host yoga retreats. I also do live online yoga and coaching series on my website, linked down below. And if you ever want to come check a live class, I teach on Insight Timer, and all that information can be found down below. Friends, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease, and may all beings everywhere be happy, healthy, and live with ease. Enjoy the rest of your Shavasana, and have a wonderful rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, and I'll see you next time. Bye!